Welcome back to the show, Chicago 45, the ones episode. I'm your gracious host, DeRay. We are here with one of the coolest rappers on IG, on the world, on the platform of rap. He's like one of the most melodic voices, one of the more chill people, more of the more conscious rappers I've seen in a while. Nobody other but the coolest, AJ MCQUEEN. How you doing, my guy?
Peace, man. Glad to be here, bro. I appreciate the love and the introduction was live, man. So I appreciate that.
Man, no, man. I did my homework. I was like, let me go back and just try to find as many videos and like interviews possible. And I'm like, I'm sitting here with a person who was on Sway. I'm like, oh snap. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta get on my best Sway as possible.
That's what's up.
And this young man was on like one of the most iconic shows of our time. I'm gonna guess your age. You're around 30.
Yeah, 33. Yeah.
Okay, so one of the most iconic shows for us is Black.
Yeah, for sure.
106 and Pop.
Yeah, straight up.
Pop, man. Hey, tell everybody where you from and who you are, man.
Got you. AJ MCQUEEN, West Side St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri, man. Born and raised. You hear me? By the way, in Houston, you know what I mean? Houston has always been a second home to me. You heard me? Houston saved my life. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm definitely St. Louis. Just my blood, my spirit, my energy is definitely St. Louis. I was raised I'm just a very intentional person with what I do. I was raised around a lot of political leaders. A lot of civic engagement. A lot of writers, a lot of creatives. In my bloodline. So I fall right in. You heard me? So I'm a descendant of my ancestors, and my angels, you hear me, in the Most High. So, that's me.
Hey, we cousins, we related. I'm from Chicago.
Hey. Okay.
we next door neighbors, baby. We next door neighbors.
Cousins for sure. Midwest, sure.
West Side Chicago, man, 290. Everybody know where it's at, man. So
right.
Greatest places, like some of the greatest people come from the Midwest.
Hey, this is true. You ain't lied yet on it. You ain't said one lie.
Some of the greatest people come from there. I think it's that duality because we like almost forgotten in a sense because we're from the Midwest. We ain't East Coast. We ain't down South, and we ain't the West. But we like sort of that intersection between people say we from the East Coast. We ain't from the East Coast. We from the Midwest. And then it's like why they call it Midwest? So we like. And we get some of those Southern roots as well, too. I've noticed while living in California, I'm more country than I thought I was. Or Southern with how I talk.
Man, look.
They're like, what you say?
Houston, they know I'm not from her. They know that. Every time I walk outside, I get every day I get different reactions, to my accent, my persona, so it's a combination of things for sure.
Man, so as I was digging through your past and your journey, your timeline, you have a story, most like most of us, your story is rooted in violence, gang, poverty neighborhoods and things like that. But some way, somehow, you figured out how to kind of navigate and get out of the best way. I know you spoke about when you were shot, how you looked up to the sky, and that was like it's the switch for you. Can you talk about that moment briefly?
Yeah, growing up in the hood, and a lot of people say that, bro, but like I'm from where, it don't matter what you try to do, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna find you, you know what I mean? Like, walking outside your front door, you hear me, pick your poison, you know what I mean? So, I always felt like, God had his hand on me though. Like I'm telling you, like even before I ever heard, the term God, faith, consciousness, any of that, I always felt like I had this intuition, that was embedded inside of me. You know what I mean? I look at it like a gift and a superpower now. But, definitely, man, grew up in an impoverished neighborhood, and a dysfunctional household, and those two things alone, you set up for failure, you know what I'm saying? So poverty, dysfunction, lack of fatherhood, you know what I'm saying? And not in a sense of, like my dad being like a deadbeat, because he never was a deadbeat at all. I actually when I do interviews now, I make sure I stress that, because for years I said he was. And my dad is no longer here, you know what I'm saying, anymore. But even when I went on BET, I'll never forget I went on BET, and one of the first things I said to Terrence and Roxy on 106 in Park, I was like, yeah, my dad wasn't around, and my dad had saw that interview and it broke his heart, you know. But I didn't really get it though. I mean, from my perspective, you wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But when you look at the dynamics of, your mom moving on, getting into relationships and creating a dynamic with that person, and shutting out, your father, you heard me, and all that, that ain't really his fault. You know what I'm saying? It's like what, and until I became a man myself, and had, dealt with fatherhood in my own way, I realized, hey, so my dad wasn't deadbeat at all, bro. You know what I mean? I grew up in a household with an abuser, though. My mom's boyfriend was an abuser. So, but so I just want to stress that, because I feel like, sometimes our black men, we don't really get the context. They don't get the context right. So, in saying that, I lack affirmation. I still had a father wound, because father wounds come from the lack of affirmation. I did not have affirmation in my life. So, that lack of affirmation, shoot, that catapults you into some other stuff, because now you're going to seeking an affirmation subconsciously, you know what I mean? So just growing up in there, bro, and raised around the Bloods, you know what I mean? So I was raised around, a whole bunch of the members, and just became involved, you know what I mean? To tell the truth, and never was no savage, never was no gorilla in these streets. I don't like to give off that. I was just a person who did what I need to do to survive, you know what I'm saying? So I'm with it. So all that, bro, just growing up in the hood, navigating that space, and I got shot up when I was 15, you know what I mean? And when that night, bro, it wasn't even just me getting shot that impacted me. It was how I got shot. It was the fact that somebody told me I was gonna get shot. It was a lot of stuff. Like, so, because I feel like, a lot of people grow up in the hood. There's people, people get shot every day, you know what I'm saying? But see, it was what happened that really changed my life. It was the fact that when I was told, that I was prophesied to that I was gonna get shot. I was told, hey, that God showed her the dream, like, look, this is gonna happen to you, and then it happening, you know what I mean? But God still covered me. You heard me? The Most High still covered me, and it was on that moment I laid on my back, bro, and that was the first time I ever felt small, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that being abused by a 350-pound man, you know what I'm saying, 6'3" man, being punched in the face and choked out and hit with guns, and, and being in the hood and all that, bro. But I always had this power in me, especially at that age. I felt like I was
invincible.
yeah, I did. A lot of us do, in the hood like that. But that was my first time, bro. I felt like I felt small in the eyes of God. I felt like a creation. Like, I felt like, hey, I could take you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was in that moment I really felt the energy of the Most High, bro. Like, I was looking up at the sky, bro. I don't even think the last time I looked up at the sky, and it's like, it was my first moment of mindfulness, bro. That was my first moment of realizing wherever you go, that's where you are. Like, I was right there, bro. You heard me? And that's where I met God at. And not Jesus, not no specific path at that moment. You know what I'm saying? I just met God on my back, bro.
Yeah.
And that's how it started for me.
Man, when I heard you talk about it, I was like, wow, that's because a lot of people, they say they from my hood, but they never actually from the hood and feel that, like, the severity of, like, what a lapse of judgment can do to you. And then you said one last judgment, and then you talking about all these dominoes that fell before you got there. You saw the dominoes. People told you this gonna happen, this gonna happen, or you saw it, the writing on the wall, and to have that moment is like, it's actually maybe a gift for you because it slowed you down. You know,
Man.
it slowed
And
you down.
it definitely slowed me down, you heard me? And I think about so many of my brothers, and my sisters out here in this world that don't get that the emergency brake, it don't work, or it's not, or that's not enough, you know what I mean, to slow
Yeah,
them down, and or that lapse of judgment become their last judgment ever.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I give my existence and my life, to the Most High. You know what I mean? Because I was at His mercy. You know what I
mhm.
mean? God is the biggest gangster ever. You know what I'm saying?
Straight
Like
up.
the only two G's I respect are God and Goku. You know what I mean? I grew up on anime, so and shit
Goku,
like
that's
Goku.
deep right
Yeah,
there.
God and Goku, the biggest G's ever. You heard me? And
Super Saiyan
no,
Goku.
yeah, go, hey, shout out Goku. You hear me? But I met God on my back, bro, and I try to say it in the simplest forms because it's deep. Don't get me wrong. And you probably seen the interview where it's like super deep how it happened. But I just try to get everybody to understand, how, man, God is with us, bro. Even when you don't feel like He is, and I'm glad that I'm still here, bro. I am. Like, I'm not even gonna act like it was me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here because of God, my angels, and my ancestors, for real.
Sure. No, I think everybody who enjoys listening to you and watching your journey is glad as well too. All right. But with that, I mean, you have immersed yourself with the God body. You have
Yeah,
immersed yourself in your sanity and getting away from that spot. You got a new EP out,
God
God
body,
Body.
God body.
God Body.
Yeah,
I'm listening to it. Really, really good, really good. Like, I wish I had the round of applause so we could give you that a standing. Oh, really good, man. Talk to me about the process of making this project.
yeah, for sure. You know, one, bro, it's this project is actually a combination of some old songs with some new songs. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it's stuff I had in my spirit, songs that been done for a while, bro, but I never put it out, because I had to go through this. I went through the metamorphosis, bro. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, if you look at my old content, my old music, and my friends be joking, you heard me, my tribe be joking, like, they be like, man, you've been 100 different AJs since we met you. You know what I'm saying? And I have, bro, because I just evolved, you know what I mean? Like, and what I realized is I was really suppressing myself. So if you listen to my old music, because after I left the streets, I felt like I needed to be somebody else. Like, I felt like I needed to disconnect. I needed to, like, suppress my all that, you know what I'm saying? Because the Most High want me to be different, but that's not true. I was told a lot. You know what I'm saying? My mind needs to be renewed, you know what I mean? But all of the things that I've been through, and the things that make me my texture, he wanted me to be the same, you know what I'm saying? So the music that I couldn't put it out until I grew into my God body. You know what I mean? It didn't feel right. It would have been hypocritical. You know what I mean? For me to put out this EP and embody something that I'm not embodying, or encourage people to embody something that I haven't even embodied myself. So, in saying that, a lot of the songs are old, bro. Like, I'm talking about like 2 years old. Some of them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Which honestly speaks to speaks to my gift, honestly, because it's been in me. Elderberry is old, Mansa Musa is old, bro. Routine is old, you know what I mean? And then you got your new songs, Unsung, Don't Fuck With My Peace,
anxiety.
Anxiety. You know what I'm saying? That's me. So we put it out like that. It's more so like a playlist, or more so an introduction to an energy, and that's why I call it God body. I was raised around the 5%ers. So I always been around the God body, but I added the energy part in there. You know what I mean? Because it was something I said to myself to really like charge myself up. That God body energy. You know what I mean? So the tape has been, bro. It's been anxiety has been changing lives. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
We're gonna
So
talk about that. We're gonna
yeah,
talk
it's
about
been
that one.
changing lives, man. So some songs on there produced by Marcel Primes, man, the best producer ever. You know what I'm saying? The God ever created. You know what I'm saying? And so we a dynamic duo. But when I was thinking about putting it out, I was like, man, I need to. A lot of these songs, and I'm gonna take them off. But I was like, no. No, you know what I'm saying? Because it's old to me, but some people need to hear that man samosa. Some people need to hear that routine. And I'm glad we put it out the way we did. And now it's working its way around the world, actually.
No, I'm actually happy you did that because Routine is one of my favorite songs.
I appreciate it.
I went back and I looked, I'm like, okay, I saw that it was an older song on YouTube, but it falls in line with the message. It falls
And
in line with
alignment,
the story.
everything's in
You,
alignment, bro.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it probably wasn't time for you to put it out at that moment,
it wasn't.
but now it's at a perfect time because the
Yeah.
message is so deep. I keep hearing you like you saying root and routine. Um, I think you're a plant-based dude. That's just my thoughts.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I was like,
I
this
got the
guy.
herbs on the shelves.
So I'm like, I'm saying, okay, he's paying like he's paying homage to, you know, his herbal life, his plant-based life and things like that, and how the root, there's a routine for this thing to grow. You can't shortcut the plant
Nah,
growing and things like that. You gotta water it every day. You gotta give
yeah.
it this, you gotta give it that, sunlight. So speak about the routine, like what does that mean to you?
Yeah, no, I mean the routine is the process, man. And that's one thing again about this God body, bro. I had to re-fall in love with a new process, bro. A lot of people talk about changing, but evolve is more powerful than changing. I mean, they just two different processes. You heard me? Like,
Yeah.
so with the routine, one, I had to engulf myself in the routine. Like I say, I made the song. Like the whole song was freestyle. You heard me? Me and my yeah, like that song was made in under 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Video shot the same morning, put it out. You know what I'm saying? But this before, if I'm honest and transparent, bro, this before I even took my own routine seriously. You know what I'm saying? And now that's how I live. You know, that's my key to success is my routine. Whenever I'm on my routine, I'm powerful. When I'm off my routine, you can tell. You know what I'm saying? And um, it's amazing how every time people play the song or I perform the song, the reaction is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because we are plants, we are creations in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We are energy. And in order to harness that energy, you got to have a powerful routine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta have a powerful routine. You know what I mean? And just me following that in myself from the way I meditate, the way I pray, you know what I'm saying, what I put in my body, being conscious of what I put in my body. I don't push people towards a specific eating lifestyle. I just tell people to be conscious and intuitive eating. You know what I mean? And then just protecting your energy. That's a part of the routine.
Mhm.
Waking up early and getting to it, maximizing the day, putting in 10,000 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's the routine. And that song has been impacting people, bro. So routine is powerful.
Yeah.
Having a strong routine speaks volumes of who you are and who you want to be, for sure.
Hey, to backtrack a second, why the Farrakhan intro?
Oh, you know, again, I'm a multifaceted individual. So I don't subscribe to any specific practice. Farrakhan, I'll never forget. Years ago, I went to a private meeting. You know what I'm saying? That was hosted by Minister Louis Farrakhan, and it impacted my life. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely spent a lot of times around the FOI. You know what I'm saying? What I've learned from being around, the Nation of Islam is um one is the power, man, and the structure, you know what I'm saying, the routine and the
Yeah.
discipline. That's what I gather, you know what I'm saying? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is one of the most powerful individuals, you know what I'm saying, one of the most gifted individuals that we still have on this earth. And I don't feel like, there's a lot of people that know that, but there's a lot of people that don't, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
And his words are powerful. And it's when I first heard that intro, you know what I'm saying, I told my engineer, my producer, I was like, this is the intro. You know what I'm saying? This is the intro for sure. Because at
No,
first we didn't have one.
hey, when you come with a Farrakhan thing, it's like, oh, you like, oh, it's gonna be it. It's
Yeah,
about to be
man. You know what I'm
black. It's
saying?
about to be black the whole way, baby. It's
Be
gonna be very.
yourself. Learn from yourself. Yeah, man. And his words are powerful, man. Speak to my soul. One of the greatest, like I say, leaders that we have
Yeah.
on this earth, man. And I feel like he should be celebrated. and I learned from him as well.
You talking about a wordsmith? That guy is like I don't know anybody who can corner him into anything because he gonna get out of that thing. He's like,
that's what I'm saying. But being in his presence, you know, and you know, just it was powerful for me, you know what I mean? And like I say, I was raised around him. God has had me, you know, through a lot of different I've been everywhere, bro. I was raised around the Moors, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I raised around the five, you know what I'm saying? Nation of Islam. I was an activist for years, and the people who protected me was the Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying? So, Black Panthers, you know, all this in me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what comes out of me when I talk, and that's what I feel like my art should represent.
Now, so as I'm going through this album, right? I'm gonna call it an album because it feels album worthy to call it that. Yeah. I didn't think you was gonna be like bars. I thought you were gonna talk to my soul the whole time. But whatever happens, I was like, okay, all right, okay. And then I love this because I've never seen. I don't think I have the pleasure of like listening to like a duo woman rap group with a man. Now, I don't think we ever seen that. I think we've seen like all women rappers rapping together, and that's cool. Or you get like a Nicki Minaj feature with Drake in them, but not everybody get that pleasure. And for a moment, I had to listen to it. They was coming for you. They was coming for you. I was like, AJ, you gotta strap up, buddy. Like,
man, I'm gonna tell you the truth though. First, shout out Mother Nation, man. They out of Chicago. They out of Chicago, man. They amazing. And man, because I already had wrote my verse, and when I heard them rap, I rewrote my verse twice. I was
like, so you over there cheating?
Man, I definitely cheated. I'm like, hey, because you know, I was trying to be cool when I first did the joint. I was trying to be cool, you know, laid back bars, you know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, I had to rewrite the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that song, we about to drop a visual to that song too. That song is powerful, bro.
Yeah, man. No, shout out to the Chi-Town ladies, because they came hard on that one. And I was like, oh, AJ, you're gonna have to strap up, man, because they really
I ain't gonna lie. But I think it's beautiful, man. I think that shout out to the Queen MCs, man, who get busy. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they you know, Mother Nation is an example of women MCs. You know what I'm saying? That get busy. You know what I mean? And should be put in. I mean, it shouldn't even be the separate categories, man. They should just be looked at as MCs. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
No, man, I thoroughly because I was supposed to interview them a while back ago. We were like with conflict of like schedules and whatnot. And I'm listening to it. I'm playing Madden, right? I'm playing Madden. And for a moment, I'm like, oh, this is a regular song off Madden, because it sound, you know, Madden come on real energetic. I'm like, oh, no, I'm like, oh, this is in my headset. I'm like, I think you said Mother Nature, and I'm like, look, I'm like, oh no. You said Clef name.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've seen, bro. Oh, you got them on here? I'm like, oh. And then I was like, oh, they coming. So I was like, I was really happy, because I thought it was listening to like a Madden song for real.
Yeah, that's good though. No, that's live. Yeah, especially after we had Clever and Truth after they spit. I was like, oh yeah, let me get in that bag, because the whole point with God Body versus my I had dropped a project before that. It was called Goldish back in 2019. You know, and through my whole trajectory as an artist, you know, there's times where I can get super lyrical. Like I'm talking about, like I can every word, you know what I'm saying, is a bar entendre. But I think with God Body and the way I've been making music moving forward is I want people to feel it more. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to prove to nobody that he a lyricist. I ain't gotta prove it. You know what I mean? Like if people who know how to listen to music can tell that I'm intentional with my words, and I know how to build on different words. So on God Body, I'm just like, okay, let me have a feeling. Let me slow down. Let me open up a little more. But on that song, I had to rap.
Oh no, you guys did that. I literally wrote that down. I was like, oh, okay, so this is
Yeah.
This is getting bumped. This is getting bumped right here.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about my favorite song on the album.
Okay.
I think you may know what that is.
I
Go
don't
ahead and
know.
shoot. Go ahead and shoot. What do you think? What do you think?
Anxiety, man. Come on, talk to
Man,
me.
bro, because I mean, as a father, right? I got 2 kids. I have my own PTSD. I have my own anxiety. Like you said, I'm from the West Side of Chicago. I know about it all. So then being Black, working in the corporate space, like it's a wild thing for me. But hearing you speak on those vulnerabilities as far as having that anxiety, being able to speak and like just let folks know it's okay to have these problems.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote on the side of my paper, Black men need to heal too. Like I think for not all the time, but Black men sometimes go unnoticed.
Yeah.
You know, like Black women, I know as a Black man, we forget about them a lot. We put them under the
Yeah.
rug and all those things.
Yeah.
Society has always done that. But I think in our circle, we always get the bad rap.
Yeah.
Whether it's like how you said the deadbeat daddy is the first thing they're gonna put on your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I've never heard anybody say a deadbeat woman or anything like
Yeah.
that. So those anxieties, or how did you got to be masculine all the time? So now you go outside and you just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do whatever I got to do,
Right.
like,
Straight up.
to paint that masculinity energy. So
Right.
there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of PTSD growing up. I mean, in our own culture, like me being light skinned is like a different thing because now I'm like I'm fighting you because you like you soft as
Right.
hell. Like so now we got this. It's so many things,
Yeah.
and it's like to hear you speak on like your anxiety is like so beautiful. I know it's painful for you or hard for you to probably write it down and like, damn, because that's their own therapy and people hear your therapy.
Yeah.
Hear that, I was like, oh, this is fucking beautiful. And the hook is beautiful. I forget what's the young man who's singing on it?
John Patrick.
He just sung it perfectly. He didn't do too much extra. He was just very like I felt like he could hug me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he can hug us and tell us it's okay, man.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that song because that's a very, very powerful song. That song, you know how they say songs age well. This song is already aging well.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. Yeah, that song, man, real powerful, bro. And everything I said in the song was real. Like anxiety, the thing about it is anxiety is the second song I ever written about or recorded about mental health. The first song I did is called Healing is Gangster. You know what I'm saying? That song, that's out there too. But it's one that I didn't put on a project. I was gonna put it on God Body, but I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't fit the flow of it. But it's one of them ones too that I felt like that was my first time though. That was my first time ever like touching on it, you know what I mean? And I was encouraged by another Black man to speak on it, and that's what made me make Healing is Gangster, which anxiety became a whole other part, and I named it that because I never forget, man, I was in a relationship with this queen, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call her that, and you know,
I wrote that down too.
you know what I'm saying? Relationship with this queen, man, and she used to always talk about how she had anxiety, and I ain't gonna lie, I used to look at it like a weakness. I'm like, man, like
Toughen up.
whatever, man. You know what I'm
Get over it.
saying? Like, it was women that I heard talk about it was Black women that I heard talk about their mental health before Black men. You know what I'm saying? So, and I used to look at it like, you copping out, like you know what I'm saying? You just want an excuse to not show up in the world or whatever, not knowing that I had I mean, shit, when I got shot, my PTSD, I still got PTSD to this day. It's certain stuff that shake me and hold me, you know what I'm saying? But I still never spoke to it, you know what I mean? And up until I just started to really, get more knowledge of self, you know what I mean? And knowledge of myself and knowledge of my emotions and where I am in life and how I really feel, get in tune with my feelings, honestly. And it gave me the courage to record, you know, Anxiety. And crazy thing about the recording process, I recorded the whole thing. I had did the hook, I did everything, but when I went back and listened to it, I just felt like that hook. I was like, man, this got to come out a little more. So that's when I called John Patrick. I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? This will, you know, and he came in the studio and just he sat with it like and just went, and we just left it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the other part about that song that's interesting, a lot of people don't know, is if you go back and listen to the hook, if you listen hard, you heard some people may hear If I Open Up, Am I Protected? But if you listen again, you will hear If I Open Up, Am I Projecting?
Yep. I
And
heard that. I heard that.
you know what I'm saying? I said different words to him. You know what I mean? And actually it was an accident that when he was recording, he thought I said projecting, but I said protected. And then it said, Mama always said, and then I said, Mama always told me. And then it said, damn, what was it? What was the other one? Open up project. If I show my heart disrespect, I'm healing. Yeah, I speak life to my reflection. You may hear life or you may hear light. You may hear, you know, either one of those, you know what I'm saying? Because I said something differently to him. And he had hit me, like, bro, he said, man, my bad. I realized I said the wrong word. I said, no, we keep it. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? Because different people may hear different things for what they need that day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like, you know, I left it like that because I want to create, I like creating organic music. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a music fan, so I go back and listen to the records where it don't even sound mixed properly, but it's the best song ever. Yet alone the parts where Mike, you know, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, you know, where he says something, you like, what'd he say? I don't even get it. So what? They still put it out.
Felt good.
You know, it felt good, and that's why I'm like, it felt good. We leaving it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that song has been. It was a school in if I'm not mistaken, it was Chicago. About a year back. I told you that song was old. It's not old as the other ones, but it's an older song. And what's crazy is if people go through my social media, I had posted a snippet of me perform of like rapping, you know, my first verse like a year and a half ago, and it didn't really get the reaction that I thought. Man, I did it this year. It's just crazy about time and the season. That's my encouragement for artists. Like, man, never give up. You know what I'm saying? You believe in it, push that shit. And Anxiety has been making its way around the world, man. I'm talking about if I show you the messages of mothers sending me like I let my son listen to this song every day. It's his morning ritual. You know what I'm saying? To people sending me messages like I'm talking about, like, this song saved their life. Bro, it's been powerful, man. And I'm just honored, you know what I'm saying, that, like I said, the Most High, you know, flow through me on that, because the first verse, second verse, that's really me selling my heart. Like, I ain't trying to say nothing that people would like. I was just saying how I really feel.
No, for sure. I mean, you even talk about how, like, the homies is telling you don't put that out. That's too much. Like,
Facts.
that's too much.
You know what
Like,
I'm saying?
you can't let them see that.
Some of my music, because I got a lot of family that's in the streets, man. Some stuff I send to the hood just to see what they own. You know what I mean? And they're like, man, you gonna put that out? You gonna say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
It's being vulnerable. It's being able to walk in a room and have nothing on. Like, these are all my scars.
Hey, and that's what I encourage, man. I do a lot of reading, man. One of my favorite books is The Way to Superior Man, you know, and I really I'm tapped into my masculine and my feminine energy, you know what I'm saying? And we need both, you know, God is both. You know what I'm saying? Definitely my masculine is my dominant, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, for my lady, I'm not finna be hard, you know what I'm saying? With my youth, I ain't finna be hard, you know what I'm saying? With my plants, I ain't finna be hard, you know what I mean? Like, no, you gotta tap into a different energy to be able to nurture, you know what I mean? And be soft, you know, as a man, and that's that feminine energy, you know what I'm saying? That's that grace, that's that love, that's that long suffering, that patience that come from a feminine part, you know what I'm saying? Wisdom is a female, you know what I'm saying? Nature, Mother Nature, that's a woman. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to communicate with those entities, you know what I'm saying, with a feminine communication. You know what I'm saying? So I be telling my partners in the hood, you know what I'm saying, to be softer. You know what I mean? I don't want to be no tough guy. Dude. I ain't trying to give off no tough guy energy.
Yeah.
That ain't my persona. If people see that on me, that's okay. But I speak to everybody. Hey, peace, God. Hey, how you doing? I got plants. I got a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the sunlight. You heard me? I don't want to get off no tough guy persona, bro. I don't want to get off no hard life. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I make the music I make, talking about the hard shit, but helping us navigate to a softer place.
All right, now, so as I go through like your discography and your music, right, I'm hearing that there's not a conflict, but there is with all men this battle with women.
Yeah,
and how we move through relationships and things like that. And you don't fail to mention about some of the struggles that you've had with women.
Yeah.
And most of that stuff be our immaturity.
Yeah.
How are you learning to be better for women, or to show them grace in times of like she's saying she's emotional and things like that? How are you learning to be that type of guy? Or you're like, you know what, at this moment in my life, I just want to be me. I want to do what I got to do for myself.
Yeah. I feel like, it for me, it's not even about being because it's definitely a battle. You just said that word is definitely the right word. You know but it's a battle for a few different reasons. One, I grew up watching my mama be abused, you know what I'm saying, by a man. I was abused, you know what I'm saying. Then I had my disconnect with my father, for because of life's change, life's decisions, what have you. So it's not necessarily me. It's just me looking at that, you know what I mean, like, because this whole life is about unlearning and relearning. So when I sat down and unlearn and relearn, and I spread everything out mentally, I realized, that my passion, my sensitivities come from definitely what I've been through and what I've seen. I had to rebuild my relationship for the Black man. I was, like I said, I was abused by a Black man. I wasn't as covered and protected as I should have been. You know what I'm saying? By the Black man. I was shot by the Black man. You know what I'm saying? So, so there's that part. But then I got 4 sisters, I got 4 sisters and I got a mama, you know what I'm saying? And as I got closer to my father when he was hurt, he taught me a lot just through his own mishaps and his own failures, honestly, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, he taught me a lot by his life, but I actually learned more by the things he didn't say, but the things I saw, the depression, the passive, that is. My dad was one of the sweetest men I ever met in my life. He was one of the softest men I ever met in my life, and I'm glad I was able to meet him. You know what I mean? So I actually, it's difficult. You know what I mean? Because on one end, I'm a feminist. You hear me? Like I definitely am. You know what I'm saying? But in the same breath, I'm a Black man advocate. You know what I mean? So in the same breath, so where my sensitivities come from, seeing my mama be abused, my sisters be abused, and men treat my sisters wrong, you know what I mean? And then my sensitivities come from my dad being, mistreated, you know what I'm saying, and not being celebrated as a Black man. So in my music, you heard a weaving of the two. You heard me of me navigating that space, but also and in a lot of songs that's gonna come out moving forward, you know what I'm saying, that I've already recorded, you heard like the battle too, because I'm definitely gonna celebrate the Black woman, but I'm also gonna hold the Black woman accountable. You know what I'm saying? So I on one end, I'm a lot softer, I'm a lot more understanding, you know what I mean, because it's our fault why a lot of stuff that our women are going through. It's our fault, you know what I'm saying? It's our fault, bro. But then where you do have good Black men, you know what I'm saying, that have turned or that have been whatever, it's because somebody broke your heart, somebody let you down, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's not a perfect, it's not a perfect thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a perfect way to approach it. But, I'm definitely a lot more softer, you hear me, and a lot more understanding, as a man. But I've seen some stuff in my life that make me look at the black woman and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, you need to be held accountable for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even holding women accountable in a softer way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've learned that. You know what I mean? I've learned to create space for the woman. You know what I mean? You asking them to be something, but not giving them the space to be it is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But on the other end, when a woman has a man who wants to be all those things, you know what I mean, and has striving to be those things, to emotionally abuse him is wrong too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I look at physical abuse and emotional abuse the same way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The same way. Where my mama was abused physically, my daddy, my biological father, my dad was abused emotionally. And while we are uplifting each other, you know what I'm saying? While we are uplifting a woman, while it's protect the black woman, it should also be protect the black man.
Yeah.
Why it's respect the black woman, it should also be respect the black man. We're not second class citizens either.
Yeah.
So when people hear my content and hear my music, you hear a balance of the both. I hope people hear the balance. But I ain't gonna get on here and lie. Like, I know I get more cool points just by putting it all on the man and saying, you know, we need to do better and loving our women. I know I'll win if I said that. I can't. It's that, but it's also, you know what I'm saying, the black woman has to be held responsible, because the nurturing comes from y'all, while the protection should come from us. The nurturing should come from them. And that's the only way we get better as a people, you hear me, is by holding each other accountable on both ends. So I am
Yeah.
softer. I create space. I know my task. I know my duty, you hear me, as a man, to protect, and to create space, and to lead. But on the other end, the nurturing, the love factor, the emotions that comes from the woman. You know what I'm saying? And I think we should all just, do our part.
Okay, gotcha.
I know that
No,
was a
you
long
good.
answer, but I had to be careful. I had to be careful with that.
No, you solid, man. You need a shirt. Black men need to heal too. I need that, because that's so important. Because too many times for me, and my black boys, that's not like evolving conversation for them to hear, because we ain't talking about that. We don't speak on those things, because God only knows the shit that black boys see.
Right.
That black boy got to go through, like all those things you're saying are so reminiscent to my story. Dad being in and out, but there, and then dad dying early. Then I got to go, quote unquote, be the man in the house.
Yeah.
For this thing, and like all these things, and like, yeah. So black boys need to heal. Black boys, black grown men.
We need to
We
heal.
do a lot of goofy shit because we ain't said it out loud.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fucked up. I need, like, help me, bro.
Yeah. But see, a lot of us don't do that because we don't feel like we have the space to either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's the creative space on both sides, and it's the we have to give ourselves permission to heal, bro. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's gonna give you the permission but yourself. Nobody's gonna nobody. People can encourage you, but you got to give yourself permission. And I had to go through that. And I'm still healing in ways. I don't like to. You heard me. I don't want to give off this ultimate poise, like I've reached some pinnacle. No, you know what I'm saying. I'm still healing every day. It's shit that hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? But I feel like I've mastered more demons now than I have in the past. You know what I mean? I was taught to cast out your demons. Nah, bro, that was taught wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got to master them, because you might have to use them later. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You don't want to get rid of something that you may need, because that same thing that people, that war factor in you, you need that. At one point, I was told that was demonic. Nah, you know what I'm saying? I need that. You hear me? That's the thing I'm gonna use to protect my family. You hear me? So
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Or
ain't
be
finna
in
let that
those
go.
spaces when it's time to sign contracts you ain't gonna play me, bro.
Right. Yeah. You don't want me to let go of the things that you know what I mean. So, but it's really knowledge of self, man. Knowledge of self, knowledge of God, man. It's the God body energy. You know what I'm saying? Those things put together. And but I have been on a mission, man, to speak through my music and also just speak in general. You know, with my content and what I put out is a balance of both.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? About a balance of both. You heard me? Not get caught up in the, because I know what to say. Like I'm a wordsmith. I know I can say some things that can make women fall in love with me a million times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna bash black men either, though, and I'm not gonna bash black women. You know what I mean? I'm going to hold us accountable. You know, to our positions in society. I'm gonna hold us accountable to being good custodians of our humanity. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna hold us accountable to where we fall short of each other. Somebody got said.
Yeah, somebody do. Can anything good come from?
Hey, well,
Can anything come good?
man, I did. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it. Talk about it, man.
Man,
I love the title, man, because it's like, all right, what's up? Can y'all believe it? Because
right.
I'm here. I'm right here. I'm in your face.
Hey, that's why I was named that. You know what I'm saying? Like just sitting there and that whole man, a photo shoot. The crazy thing about that cover art is I was finna get in a shootout. That's back home in St. Louis. It was some dude he ended up pulling out a pistol on my videographer, but that's after my videographer had already got in the car and got past the stop sign. Because again, St. Louis treacherous, man. But the dude. So I didn't even know he took that picture. I wasn't even looking at the camera. I was looking past the camera, trying to see if old buddy was gonna walk on the street. Because I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? God, my witness, man. I was gonna smush him. You know what I mean? And it was for protection purposes, but I was gonna smush him because he had that look in his eyes, and you know. So that picture, but it just so happened I was standing in front of like the gate by the crib, and that's where we just got a lot of wild plants, a lot of wild greenery. So people look at that cover art, it may look like peace and harmony. No, we in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? We in the trenches. I'm finna smush something. You heard me? And so when I looked at the picture, I'm like, man, can anything good come out of Wilson? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm the good that came out of Wilson. You know what I mean? And that whole project, I produced 90% of that. You know what I'm saying? Myself. You hear me? And it was real organic project. You know what I mean? And that project making its rounds too. It's some joints on that mug that's hitting people in the chest every day.
I'm gonna tell you which one. Liberation.
Hey, hey, that song do it for me.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yep.
Are you talking to yourself in that song?
Yes. The whole song.
Are you you reaffirming so many things to
They
yourself?
said nobody that you can play the whole song and say the lyrics in the mirror to yourself. That's how that song, you know what I'm saying? Like
I picture you doing that. I picture you was in the room one day, you just like by yourself, and you just was talking to yourself, having
you know what I fought
conversation.
through just to get her. I evolved so much. I feel like I don't. Yeah, the whole thing. That song do it for me. Yeah, it really do.
Nah, I mean, the world like to tell you, you can't, you ain't,
and that you late.
that you late. Bro, okay, just and the video is spot on. It's just pan in on you.
Yeah.
And it's just very slow. I mean, the beat is so minimal. It ain't too much because you don't need too much by yourself.
Yeah.
Just sit in your room because when you talk to yourself, you ain't got to.
No.
It just slowly heartbeat. So talk about a liberation, man.
Man, bro. One, the title. You know what I mean? I got liberation tatted on my neck, bro. Like I really believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of my tribe would tell you, know, I'm always talking about self-liberation. You know what I'm saying? Liberating yourself and evolving, you know, as a person. Like you gotta liberate yourself. But in order to liberate oneself has to become knowledge of self. You know what I mean? And you got to be knowledgeable about where you are. It's this book I read. the title say, wherever you go, that's where you are. And it's a book of mind. It's a book about mindfulness. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, a lot of us forget to look down at our feet and be like, this where I'm supposed to be. Because you heard. If you just look at where your feet planted, that's where you at. You know what I mean? So the song, powerful. It was real organic. You know what I'm saying? You know, made that joint in like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I made the beat. You know, we just the video, everything organic. Like I just believe in it, bro. I don't like stuff that's too complex. The moment it start getting too complex, I'm out of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that song powerful. And then the second verse, you know, I really, like I said, the whole song I'm talking to myself. In that second verse, I think I had tears in my eyes when I was recording because I was saying some shit to myself that I was just realizing while I was recording it.
Hey,
You know
the folks
what I mean?
the folks who ain't heard that second verse, can you give a little bit so they can?
Yeah, I say a wise man told me I had a calling on my life. I think I overstand now. I think I get why Miss Johnson kept praying now. I think I get why I lost a lot of friends now. All part of the plan. See, some relationships supposed to land. If they can grow with you and they can go with you. My ex said she was leaving. I said, don't let the dough hit you. On the way out, I told her, stay out. See, I'm finding myself, aligning myself, working in, I'm timing myself, reminding myself that I'm free and ain't nobody gonna do me like me. Self-love is the best love. That's the best drug. And I was just like, I was talking to myself, bro. Like I really, cause Ms. Johnson, that's the lady who prayed for me. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got shot, that's the one who told me I was gonna get shot. You hear me? So it's like I really was just in my heart when I recorded that song. You know what I mean? And to see, bro, when you doing it like that, and to see when you put it out and to see how people take to it, ain't no feeling, bro. That's better than sex, G. It's better than any drug. That's better than anything a person can think of. Is when your art become life to others. And they feel liberated. I'm like, from the title of the song to the way I felt, and that's how you feel. Oh yeah.
Nah, it's hey, the world like to tell you. I was like, are they talking? I mean, it's a because I'm sitting there listening to it, playing my Madden again. We 3-0 in my league right now.
Hey.
You know, hey, shout out to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, bro, talking to himself. Like he's having like a full-fledged look himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Bro, you this. They said you couldn't do this. You know what I mean? Like
They said nobody's coming to save you.
That was, I mean, like even that line alone, right? Like, because I mean, especially because in our culture we were, I mean, you go back in history, we were just dead wrong, right? And it was always somebody who's supposed to come save you.
Yeah.
Nobody came to save you.
Nobody's coming. Nobody is coming.
Nobody.
You know, spiritually, you know what I'm saying, for those that believe in redemption, that's more so of a unseen, external, internal, eternal action. But on this earth, while you are here, nobody's coming.
Nah.
We've been lied to.
Yeah, no, it was well did. I mean, because that's one of the songs where it's in that realm with anxiety for me, because I'm like, those are the songs to where you need it.
Yeah.
You need it when your light is dark, when your light is dimming. You like, you know what, bro? Let me, you know, it's people out there that's having the same fight as me. There's people out there who was in the dark room and don't feel like they got the necessary tools to make it out.
Yeah.
I need that one.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy the song. You say don't take it if it ain't candy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like I ain't smiling, be smiling. Catch me in the moment or don't catch me at all.
Hey, don't catch me at all. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, it's really good. As we wrap up, bro, I got another song that I don't know if a lot of people this is one of their favorites, but this is one of my favorites too. NWA.
Oh, that's one of my favorites too, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, right? Because I'm telling my little brother, right? I'm on the phone the other day, like 3 days ago. I'm like, hey, I'm about to, interview AJ MCQUEEN. He's like, who is that? I'm like, bro, I sent him the page and all that. And he's like, man, shit, weak problem. I'm like, bro, hold on. I'm gonna give you a song. I got you, bro. Don't even trip.
Yeah.
So, we hop on the phone, I'm sharing the music to him. I'm shopping for groceries right now, but I ain't shopping. Because I want him to have the same reaction that I got from this song. Because he he likes rappers like Smino and things like that.
Smino.
He like different groovy rappers and whatnot. And he likes all music. And he like, start that over. Start that over one more time. I'm like, hey, that's fire, ain't it? He got more music. He didn't have Apple Music, so I shared my Apple Music with him so he can go play your music. So he was like, all right, cool. So then later that night, he like, all right, this a hit, this a hit, this a hit. So we were listening to it together. Shout out to Izzy St. Shaw.
Yeah, Izzy St. Shaw, yeah.
He smoked it. He smoked it. And it gave another texture to it, another, taste to it, because you were just perfect alone. But he came, he gave it a steroid boost.
He floated on it.
He gave it a steroid boost.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow. So I'm at work, just doing it over. Even play the chopped and screw one. Do it over. Let's get all the vibes. Let's get all the vibes. One of my favorite songs on there as well, too, bro. Bro, I just appreciate your transparency. I appreciate your growth from afar. Even though I messaged you maybe a while ago, just to let you know.
Okay.
The journey is not going unnoticed. And that was me just dropping it in there, like, hey, one of these days I'm gonna build the courage to be like,
that's dope.
I interview you.
And we heard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I was like, cool. And I did it. I was like, I let it sit, because I was gonna usually just like, I asked, right? I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
You gotta come with this with some different energy. And it came back around. So I appreciate you allowing me to do this with you. But like I said, I appreciate you showing your growth and doing your due diligence, because a lot of folks don't come out the barrel with the crabs. A lot of folks don't get out to be able to. You ain't just getting out. You the guy who's gonna drop a rope down.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So and that's so important that we have faces like you who look like you. You ain't clean cut with a low fade you got tats, you got bands. You look like the man from the streets. You look like somebody they could touch and be like, you know what? You look like me, you is me, and you understand where I come from. You can help me get out. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that so much. It's so needed, especially in today. Well, not even especially in today. We just need it for our culture. Because we've been behind the 8 ball for God knows how long.
Right, for sure.
You know what I mean? So anybody who can get up and look down and help is what's needed. So I appreciate you so much. And I just hope the music don't stop. I hope the music don't stop. I hope we always hear, Mr. McQueen's story, because it's gonna be important. And like I always tell like some of the guys who come on here, like who rappers or whatnot, like, we don't need you to be mainstream. We don't need you to even though you may want to get the gratification of being the biggest. We personally wouldn't care. We just want you to keep being vulnerable. We know that end goal, it helps you out financially to generate generational wealth and family and all things, prosperity to the team. But we just appreciate the music because it's so authentic, and it's like it's coming from a place of love. You know what I mean? These are shared stories. These are the hymns from back in the day to where they pass the messages through the, they singing, to escape. You know what I mean? So these are they're deemed in the same light for me. So keep doing what you're doing, man.